Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Path of Exile tutorial. Today's video will be nice and short. We are just simply going to talk about the kingsmarch mappers. Specifically, a strategy that I use to make use of all the excess gold that I am generating running my other strategies in a way that is both profitable and very pain-free. Now everybody knows that you can put a map into a kingsmarch mapper, and the things that you can get out of it are completely random. Sometimes you can get mirror shards, sometimes you get mirrors themselves. Who knows, right? Well, not exactly. See, depending on the type of map, the content that is guaranteed in the map can change. As an example, if I were to just put a regular 8 mod tier 16 map in, such as this one here, we can see a whole bunch of useful information. It has 100% increased quant, 60% to rarity, 40% to pack size. But if we look over on the right, we see that the expected map completion is 63% to 100%. It'll take it 26.4 minutes, or 26 minutes and 40 seconds, and there's a 1% chance of one of my Alice runners to die. The 1% chance is the absolute minimum. Even if you put a scoured map in, such as these, it stays 1%. The only real variables that will change are the total amount of loot you will get from a map, how long it will take. Notice this takes 26.4 or 26.4, this takes 30, and this takes 22. 23 really. And then of course the expected map completion. A scoured Elder Guardian map, for example, has an 84 to 100% chance to be complete. Meanwhile,
I'm here.
If I were to put in just a regular old T1 map, it is guaranteed to be fully completed, and it will take no time at all for them to complete it. But we still keep that 1% risk. So, saying that, what is the best map to run? In previous leagues, I have told you that running a 100 or 80% delirious but scoured map is the best profit. And that used to be true. However, at the moment, at the time of recording, let's see if we can figure out where we put them here, because I can never remember the icon for it. At the time of recording, simulacrums are, there they are, all the way down here. Simulacrums are just not that great a profit. They're not terrible, like they're not the end of the world, but they're not great. 10 chaos per sim, just not great. But what is really good, as I have mentioned in a previous video, are Elder Guardian fragments. Elder Guardian fragments, such as these, are between 15 and 18 chaos. Sometimes they're as high as 20 and 30 chaos. It just kind of depends. But you can get very consistent money if you think about it. Not for chaos, but for divine. Generally speaking, they have been hovering pretty stable at around 15 to 16 per divine, which is very nice return. And you can get these maps for about 4 chaos, 5 chaos if you're unlucky, on the market right now. Very few people are running Elder Guardian maps. So, for the last day or two, I have been filling my mappers with tier 16 or below, if possible, Elder Guardian maps that are just completely scoured. Nothing on them. This has been very good. I have gotten, as of today, about 3 or 4 divine just from these maps, from this multiple sets that I've ran. I have gotten a few miscellaneous chaos, nothing to write home about, bunch of bubblegum currency that I don't really care about, 1 Voidborn reliquary key, which was very nice, and a few other odds and ends. The big thing though is that I get these fragments. As you can see here, I currently have a little over 40 fragments, and that is because I actually temporarily was running only one type of Elder Guardian. This was partly because I just didn't really feel like going out and finding the other Elder Guardians, so laziness, but also partly because the fragments that I was running were the most expensive. So just like that, I converted 2 AFK sets of 15 or 16 for that last one into 2 div. Nice and easy. At the current time of recording, a divine is hovering about 300 chaos, so 600 C for those 2 sets, for a total of about 20 C per fragment. And again, These maps themselves only cost 4 to 5C. So you're directly turning gold, excess gold, into divines by putting them into these maps. Now, time-wise, as you can see, it's about 23 minutes, and you can put 12 of them in here. So it's roughly 4 hours of runtime putting them into this map. That's not bad, honestly. It could be better, it could be worse, but 4 hours of runtime means that you basically would be able to put this in before bed, get up, fill it, put this in before you go to work. If you're at home, you know, you can run this. Let's just say you're a normal 9 to 5 kind of person. Realistically, you could fill this up when you get home. You could then fill it up after dinner or, you know, in the evening, and then that would probably be it. If you're a late night person, going to bed 1 a.m., that kind of a thing, then you can even fill it up one more time right before bed, fully. Of course, you don't have to wait for it to be empty. You can just drag and drop and put stuff in as you see fit. So it's just a way to continuously, passively generate currency. If you think about it, that would, you basically, because you have 3 sets of mappers, you have around 8 hours a day of just free time that these will run for. You could equate that to about 48 maps at a 84% chance to get a fragment per map, give or take. That's actually not quite how the math works, but point is you're going to get a lot of fragments to turn in. Now, as you can see here, I also have these 100%. These are 8 mod maps, and while I'm definitely not going to run regular tier 16s, I could run this for the chance of getting more divines. 100% quantity and a little bit of rarity. The rarity doesn't matter, but 100% quantity will make it so that I get more and better currencies, as there are just simply more monsters that are calculated in the rewards, and of course the quantity that they drop will go up massively. But the risk to my mappers may stay the same. However, the time to complete going up by almost 50% for an Elder Guardian, and going up by a significant margin, about 25% for a regular tier 16, I don't think offsets the fact that these are just that cheap. Price-wise, these are around the same price, but taking 25% longer means that it's going to cost me in terms of gold, it's going to cost me in terms of how much expected value I can get per hour. So I'm not going to be running these 8 mods, I'm not going to be running things like that. I am instead only going to be running scoured. Map is occupied by blah blah blah. Right? Just like this. Search, nice and easy. You can see that there are 56 results right now on the map, or on the market for scoured. But if we look for rare, and we go to the miscellaneous filter, set corrupted to no, 10,000 for sale. So we'll just buy one of these, we'll slap a scour on it. We get plenty of scouring orbs from the maps themselves, and of course in our other forms of content. So it's very easy to just go to somebody's hideout and bulk buy these. Just like this. Now, if you want to, you can put corrupt in here just to double check. You can also put in chaos just to double check that there's no one trying to sell something for divine orbs, things like that. And then of course you just carefully go through and buy them. Originator maps versus normal maps do not seem to make too much of a difference, because again, they are scoured. You do get originator packs, so technically speaking you do get a little bit more profit by doing this, but ultimately it doesn't matter. With the changes that were made to originator in this league, so that it's no longer really a flower petal mechanic, plus we don't know the interaction between your mappers and originator in the first place, it just doesn't really matter. You buy them, you can check to see if any are unidentified. None of them are. As we can see here, I got 140 scouring orbs. This is all just loot that I randomly picked up, because I do not care. Oop, I missed one. And now I will just drop them in. Let's see here. Originators are slightly less likely to be fully completed, and they are slightly longer. So I suppose there is an argument to be made that it's better to not run originators because of that. But it's up to you ultimately. Anyways, that's all I had for you guys today. Short videos. I'm trying to see if I can't get a little bit better at making these little 10-minute videos to help you guys out. Those of you who like this type of content, please let me know. Poke me on Discord. That's probably the best way to tell me. If you comment, I will respond. I respond to everybody's comments because I'm still a small enough channel. But I know some people have this whole, they ask for likes and subscribes. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I don't care enough. This is a hobby. I just want you guys to have fun and make good money. Oh, and yes, I did finally buy a Mage Blood. I do like going fast. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.